Hi guys, welcome back to another episode at Aire Farms. A lot of you have been emailing, texting me and leaving comments asking for more details about our water system. And today this episode is going to be specifically giving detailed information on our water system. I'll be sharing what kind of system we have, why I chose that system, the advantages, disadvantages, and probably mention some other alternatives where necessary. So what I did, we invested in a drilled borehole. This borehole is 82 meters deep and it's been amazing. I highly recommend, especially for us in the diaspora that are investing in farming. Water is a crucial factor to the successful operation of any farm when it involves even crops, but especially animals. You have to have a consistent and reliable source of water. So I invested heavily in this water system. Of course, there was a cost for drilling the borehole, but I chose a solar-powered pump. The reason I chose a solar-powered pump is being away and not being around. I wanted to make sure that there is consistency in the water supply, because you could go with the option of a generator pump, but then you're dealing with logistics. My farm is quite deep into the village, so you have to make sure you have fuel with you all the time to enable you to pump. But with the solar panel, as long as you pray and the sun shines, everything works itself out. So I went with these solar panels. Initially, I started with this little panel here. And I did realize that due to, as the consumption kept going up, and especially during the rain season, it would be hard when it's cloudy and we don't have enough sun. It would be hard to get enough power to support the pump. So I invested in another bigger set of solar panels. We also got challenges with that. It was powerful enough, it was able to support the pump, but during the rain period again, when it's cloudy, we would have instances where the panels are not charged enough, and so they can't support the pump. So then that means you're risking your animals going without water at that point. And that led me now to investing into these backup batteries. We have 6 batteries. I'm going to invite my manager to come and explain how this operates. And then after his explanation, I'll be able to share a little bit more detail on how these have come in handy, the importance and the benefits.
Mbaniriza nnyo ku YouTube channel yaffe eya Aire Farms. Amanya gange nze Kalamuzi Wilson, manager wa Aire Farms. Sanyuse nnyo nti mukama wange anyaniriza okubanjulira enkozesa yaffe ey'amazzi. Bukyanga batteries zino zijja neziyambagana ne pano tetutawanangako ku mazzi ku Aire Farms. Kati bwe tubyoperatinga nga tugenda okusaaka amazzi gaffe. System yonna ekolebwa wano wansi. Kati saa zino ngenda kozesa musana nga mpampingisa musana amazzi gaffe tugagala ku musana nga gyeguli. Batteries zaffe zikyajinge zikuuma omuliro ku lunaku lw'enkuba oba olw'ekiddedde awatali musana. Kati saa zino ndowooza olaba wano. Eno bagiyita change over. Kuliko ekigambo solar. So nzirira omukono guno ogwa gear n'engwambusa waggulu bwenti. Then kana akasola n'enkateeka waggulu bwenti. Kuba kaliko solar. Kati awo ntandise okupampinga amazzi gaffe, maze okubisetinga awo. Kati nina kutambula n'enzija eno ku control box yeno. Control box kuliko akagambo on and off. On and off nga nze nkanyiga ng'etandika kubala. Kati awo engeri gye tuteekako amazzi ku musana. So wabeerayo ekiddedde nga kwolwo omusana teri kumpi lunaku lulamba naye twetaaga amazzi. Tugenda kudda ku battery zaffe. Nkola ki? Nzijja kino kibeera free. Wano oba otadde free. Kana akasola nenkasa. Then nensitula kana aka battery kuliko ekigambo battery naga oteeka yaako waggulu. Then ne kano nako ka battery akagatta okuziweeza zonna omukaaga nti zikole ekintu kimu n'okambusa. Then eno controller nayo eyambako okucharginga ki okukuma omuliro zino battery okubanga tezova charginga ng'omusana mungi. Then guno omukono ogwagiya wano nagambye ebeera free. Kati wano ngenda teeka ku battery yaffe. Wali woba omaze obiteekayo bwoti n'otateeka kaneeno oba tolina kyokoze. Era awo kati oba otaddeko era nodda wali ku controller box yaffe n'onyiga on n'oteekako. Amazzi awo gaba gagenda nga teri musana n'akatono nga kidde kyereere kikome oba enkuba etonnya oba ekola etya amazzi oba ogafuna mu tankayo. Wejjula era okomawo wano osooka kunyiga off ku controller eno before nga tonakwatako kintu kyonna wano eno. Then womala okujjako off nojja kati ngenda biteeka free ngola tanka ejjudde saagala kozesa musana wabula nzizza ku ngeri ki gye nkyajinga battery zange bwetyo bwe tufuna amazzi ku Aire Farms.
Thank you so much, Manager, for that very detailed explanation of how our system works. They were quite costly. I'm going to share the cost of the batteries, the panels, the drilling, so that it give you kind of a general idea. Before then, they have to come, they survey the entire land and discover a point on your piece of land that has the most reliable supply of water. We were lucky actually that we dug our borehole during the dry season. It went on and on forever, but it means that we were able to get the most reliable source. We were able to reach the deepest point of the water. So the drilling alone cost a certain amount. I'm going to share that with you a little bit later in the video. There was a cost for the drilling, there was a cost for the survey, then there was a cost for the solar panels, there was a cost for the batteries, the extra cost for the batteries, and of course installation. And that I want to try and list those numbers for you so that you can have a general idea. Now, this varies from place to place. And what I don't want you to get scared that the cost is so high. You may find that in your area you have more water content and it won't cost you as much. Some people don't even have to bring in machines to drill the water. For those in the very dry areas, you're definitely going to want to bring in a machine to drill the water. But why would we invest in this? It's worth it because when we first started, there was a swamp closer to our farm. So we had a bicycle. The guys would wake up in the morning, go with a bicycle, bring jerry cans of water, try to feed the goats, and it just wasn't sustainable. And if you're going to do farming at a commercial level, we have to be willing to invest in these sources because fortunately, a solar-powered system most of the times is a one-time investment. It's not the same as a generator-powered pump because there you have to keep buying fuel. And guys, the most important part, a factor that I would like to share with you, all these materials were locally sourced here in Uganda. That is the beauty, that you don't have to worry. You may think Sarah was in the US, maybe she shipped all that stuff here, how can we access them? I bought everything here. Again, I share my entire system, but there are other options, there are cheaper options. In fact, when I was starting to attempt to get a water source, we tried to dig by hand. And that cost about 2 million overall. Then you buy the battery, the generator if you want to do the generator. The generator pumps are cheaper than the solar powered pumps. So the cheaper options, when I share my numbers, let them not scare you. For me, I ended up incurring that big cost because I went with a solar powered pump. I went with big panels. I went with backup batteries. You may find that you don't need all that stuff. So do your analysis of the area in which you are and contact different service providers in this area so that you can compare your pricing. I know people have done it for much cheaper than I did. People, especially people who are using generator operated pumps. You can look at maybe between 5 to 8 million. Okay, maximum maybe 15 million if some things don't go well. This was a lot more expensive, but the beauty about this is you invest your money once and you're done. You're not fixing the generator when it breaks down. You're not buying fuel on a daily basis. So I think if you have access to some funds, it would be best that you consider investing in a solar-powered system. But if you don't, and depending on the size of your farm, the size of your investment, you can start small and keep upgrading with time. We've seen the setup of the system at the source, where we have the pump underneath, we have the solar panels, and we have the batteries. Now we have water piped, we have underground pipes that it's piped and then it comes into this reservoir tank so that we have storage, and it's from this reservoir tank that we distribute to the different parts of the farm. So this is very important because you're able to store water. You're not getting directly from the source, from the well. It's pumped to the tank. This is a 10,000 liter tank, but I'm intending to get additional tanks when I start planting feeds and irrigating. So this tank will not be able to sustain. Eventually, when I build the cottages, we'll also need a different reservoir tank to be able to distribute. So, but right now we are using a 10,000 liter tank as a reservoir, and then we use it to distribute to the different structures, the goat structures, to the kitchen area where the ladies cook from, to the bathroom. The guys have very nice showers here at Aire Farms. That's the beauty of investing in a water system, because you make life easy for everyone, and being in the village doesn't mean you have to go with the standards of the village. We are trying to transform the way we live in these villages to make our farms appealing so that we can attract good talent, good workers, and retain them, because we make the life of these people enjoyable. And some of them had never showered using a shower. But so when they come, it's a fun thing. I mean, I remember when we first opened, someone would go and take like an hour-long shower. But those are the joys of being able to have such systems. So here is the breakdown of the costs, how much it cost me to set up this whole system. Now I'm going to put a bit of a disclaimer. I don't want this to discourage you because the numbers are a bit high, but there are cheaper options. It's just that I wanted to do it in the shortest time possible. So I ended up spending more money than I believe I should have. I think there are better options. But this is what it cost me, and I feel like I want to be transparent with you guys and show you exactly how much it cost me to set up this entire water system. The borehole construction, which included the drilling and all the pipe work and everything, I mean, it's broken down to mobilization of personnel, equipment and materials, provision of all temporary facilities for use, preparation and submission of completion report, setting up and dismantling, drilling the overburden, drilling the fractured zone, drilling another fractured zone. I don't know why there were two. Then supply and installation of the UPVC casing. There was another installation of the diameter screen UPVC. Then supply and installation of gravel pack, installation of inert backfill, well development, test pump installation, pumping, recovery, water sampling, well capping, water quality analysis. So all this came down to 17 million. Then we go on to the next one, which was the battery. Let's do the solar panels first. Then we have the solar panel, we have the solar pump, sensors, single core cables, then fitting accessories. This is for reducing bush, male connectors, bands, taps, insulation, thread taps, HDP pipes, joint kit, cable ties, earthing. We started with a 5,000 liter tank, then the tank stand, pedestal, excavation of pipeline, safety rope for the pump, welding stands for solar panels, transportation, labor, and that came to 15 million. Then we had the backup batteries. We had the batteries, I think we had two, hybrid inverter, submissive AC pump, 3 HP, battery inverter stand, the cables, HDP pipes, another joint kit, cable ties, insulation tape, transportation, labor, accommodation and feeding, because these guys stayed here for quite a few days, so they had to get accommodation nearby, fitting accessories, safety rope and others, and that came to 17,260,000. So you guys, as you can see, the total came to 49,260,000 Ugandan shillings. Let this not scare you. As I said, I spent a lot of money. I wanted this done. I really, if I had enough time, I think I would have spent less. But again, that's why we share. I'm able to share how I did it, what I ended up spending, so that you can compare and do your research and investigations to see if you can get a better way of installing this water system. But the one thing I can emphasize is that I do not regret spending this money. It was money spent all at once, but I have not spent any more money, short of a few maintenances here and there, but it's something you invest in and you rest. Because everything is solar powered, I'm not buying, it's not like I got a generator one, whereby I have to continue fixing the generator if it breaks, or I have to continuously buy fuel. For me, that it was very important that I invest in something where I'm going to spend the money once and avoid the continuous expenditure on the water system.